Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, 26th of January, 28th of Teves. Here we go. We're in a new section now discussing some of the laws just for a couple of days about how meat and milk are not supposed to be placed together at a table. Basically, the rule is that it all starts from a Gemara in Chulin, which tells us that you shouldn't put down at a table where people are eating like some pieces of meat and some pieces of cheese, and all the people are just going to supposedly stay all safe, and the guy eating meat will only eat meat, the guy eating cheese will only eat cheese. We're just afraid that mix-ups are going to happen, and therefore that kind of setup where meat is being eaten at a table and cheese is being eaten at the same table is considered a no-no because mistakes are going to happen. The poskim extend this rule over to generally fleshik and milchik things. So in other words, if you have a food that's fleshik, it's not actually meat, but it's, cooked fleshik and everything, and it's sitting at a table, and somewhere else on that table is a cup of milk or, a cheese omelet or something. So those two things also should not be at the table together for the exact same reason. And no kidding around here, the halacha does say that if the table's long, such that the milchik is at one end and the fleshik is at the other end, and they're out of reach of each other, then you don't have this fear, and it would be okay to have such a setup. If you have a milchik plate, it's just a plate, and it's not even dirty, it just is a milchik plate sitting on the table during a meat meal. We allow that because even if the mix-up would happen, it wouldn't be so terrible because it's just a plate. There wasn't any cheese or milk on it, so that we wouldn't make a big deal out of that. Let's say you're alone at the table and you're basically having a fleshik meal, and there's some just cheese sitting on the table, but it's just you. So same problem. You shouldn't have that set up either because you're eating fleshiks, and by mistake you could end up having a bite of the cheese, and that would be, of course, improper. So don't set up your meal privately that way either. If you have two different groups at a table, one group is clearly having fleshik for supper, meat and everything. The other group is clearly having cheese and dairy for their supper, and everything's kind of separate, but the two groups are in some way connected to each other, like they're all at a general meeting together. Then we don't like that setup either because the mix-up could still end up happening because they have excuses to be connected to each other because of the nature of what they're doing, or that kind of situation. If you finish fleshik and you're now switching over to just eating parav, and some fleshik remains on the table while you've moved over to a parav situation, that's okay because, again, nothing terrible is at stake. Even if you did have the mix-up, nothing bad would really happen. Last one, if you do have a guy eating fleshik right next to a guy who's eating milchik, and you want them, if they want to eat together because they're schmoozing about something, but they do have those different foods. If that is your situation, you could set it up that way if you have something in between the two people that serves as a clear reminder. It's something that doesn't belong there on the table. The two of them keep seeing it and say, what's that doing here? And it keeps reminding them that they're all separate. If you have that situation, then it is considered okay. Tomorrow we'll continue on this, hopefully, God willing, and discuss what is considered a good separator in that type of situation. Thanks for logging on, and do log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.